wanna enter. Face with it, I never seen a wall, can't tear down. Now watch them all scatter, because they're scared now. You're done, just get your white flag out, surrender. If you're on my list and you finish. If I'm on my vibe, can't kill it. You're cooked, got you sizzling in a skillet. At the end of the road, got you swinging. I'm concerned that that's hang like you're ringing. Like a virus that needs cleaning. It's time to repent for your sinning. Got blood on your hands like you're spilling. I'm ready for the fight. I'm coming like a thief in the night. Just empty the clip when you're done. What doesn't kill me, better run. 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 If you know me, then you know I'm on crud. Shark in the water, they blood. It's my team that I drink it to the mud. Better build a boat, cause you ain't ready for the flood. I got a theory, bury bodies in your bed, and now you got a lie. Bring it down to my level like key, like Lord of the Flies. Stones at a glass house, no I can't play nice. It pop the blaster, man, why you surprised? When you're done, what doesn't kill me, better run. What doesn't kill me, better run. Yeah. What doesn't kill me, better run. Move. What doesn't kill me, better run. Okay. What doesn't kill me, better run. What doesn't kill me, better run. What doesn't kill me, better run. Swear down. It's a coup d'etat. Better put 'em up if your mold is corrupt. Show my teeth from the start. Better lie low, better keep in the dark. Okay. From the ocean to the river, getting seen now. Emergency siren say Nino. I'm the new monkey running Nino. Now knock 'em out like sleep well. What doesn't kill me, better run. 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 What doesn't kill me, better run.
Hit the ground, I'm on cold. Run on it and I flow. You would swear that I flowed. I just hit my zone. I'm going hard for my city. Yeah, I put that thing on my back. Get it and cut it, I'm back with 100. I'm ready. I'm coming in for the attack. I'm on beast mode. God level, G code, new age hero. Good first, Evo. I'm on the move. I'm putting it work. I go berserk 'cause something to prove. 'Cause I got power. I got the energy for all of my enemies. I'm on the way, saving the day, knowing that enemy. I'm on the right here, right now. This is the moment we running it. We doing this for the love of it. I live to my soul. It drives me to my goal. There's no distance I won't go. 'Cause the climb's all that I know. And I face it all on my own. So my name will be known. Then my name will be known. Right here, right now. This is the moment we're running it. This is the moment we're running it. We doing this for the love of it. Give me a
January, January is very scary. Trying to put my ops in the cemetery. Tell them that I'm buried, tell them that I'm buried. I ain't shaking hands, that ain't sanitary. I ain't go front, she can throw it back, yeah. I like this stunt, oh you notice that, notice. Count up the bands, hold up on their back. Yeah. Okay, that was fun, but now I'm done with that. Yeah. Getting dicey, I'm in psycho mode. They like the ice, cause the ice so cold. Wrap up the bands, cause the tight won't fold. Taking every shot like I might grow old. Going under every single night though. Had to get in before the flight though. Hope I don't get blinded by the lights though. Hope nobody trying to read my range though. Hope I get somebody in my corner. Hope she realizes that this ain't for her. Going overseas and over borders. Going in it, Tom, out of order. I ain't got the flow and say sick go. I spent your money for my fit though. I got little shawty doing splits though. Talking to my money like I'm schizo. January, January is very scary. Trying to put my ops in the cemetery. Till I'm dead and buried, till I'm dead and buried. I ain't shaking hands, that ain't sanitary. And that's not like every single thing I know. She said she my boo, but I'm single though. I can't have just one like a Pringle though. I'm anti-social, but let's mingle though, yeah. Call up the Uber, yeah, let's go for a ride. You drunk the drive, but I'm parked outside. Two up the fall, yeah, I like this height. If I'm going out right, and it's 5-star. Let me feeling kinda cozy on a dime. Yeah, I just need my racks and then I'm gone. Yeah, you can go and do whatever you want. I'ma go infinity and beyond. Doing the Birdman finger rub, cause they itch. Now I'm kinda distracted, now it's back to the mission. I ain't got the floor, just a sicko. I spent your rent on my fit though. I got a little shawty doing splits though. I can tell my money like I'm schizo. January, January is very scary. Tryna put my ops in the cemetery. Till I'm dead and buried, till I'm dead and buried. I ain't shaking hands, that ain't sanitary.
To the Coliseum. Warriors, yeah, I got a legion. Take your life from my per diem, you won't get to see it. Open your eyes, you don't believe it. The dust after the dawn when the storm's coming. Yeah, I want it all. You don't want nothing. What you wanna do? You gotta put the roof, but I can wanna make. Let's set the doomsday. This is the evil of destruction. Yeah, is you ready right now? I'm ready. This is the evil of destruction. What you gonna do now? Get ready, are you ready for destruction? Get ready, are you ready? Get ready, I'm ready. Get ready, are you ready for destruction? Get ready right now. Get ready, I'm ready. Get ready, are you ready for destruction? Get ready, 'cause I'm ready. Get ready, get ready, are you ready for destruction? Yeah, the evil for your destruction is upon you. You can't see I never warned you. I'm like the low. It's the way I focus and then unload it. Down and dirty, no sugar coating. I am the coldest. Like bone, get broke off with bare knuckles. Take souls, breaks. River case flows. Where the hunters come pray. Lord knows. If you don't want the smoke, you better stay. This is the evil of destruction. Right now. This is the evil of destruction. I'm ready. What you wanna do now? Get ready, are you ready? Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready, are you ready for destruction? Get ready, get ready, get ready. Now. Get ready, are you ready for destruction? Get ready,
Oh, we're not sad.
We're just excited for 70% off Merry Christmas.
Sulit ang Christmas shopping with Shopee. Download Shopee now.
Here we go again, man. I'm on another one. Don't wait up for me, man. I'm on another run. Yeah, hear the streets calling. I cannot ignore it. Walking on the border, feel the devil on my shoulder. Talk to me nice. I ain't got a lot left. Talk to me right. They remember when I used to walk in the light. Now I got a little walk in the light. I've been on the verge of self-destruction. Never been this close to me erupting. I'm on the lag. I'm seeing red. Don't think they heard what I said. Mr. Goody Two Shoes with the kill him in the from the light to the dark, from the truth to the lies, play a part. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away, run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away, run away. I'm a renegade, 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 renegade. You better run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away, run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away. Yeah, yeah. I threw away the halo, never gonna be an angel. I'm more keen and able. I've been since criminal. Build different, homie, you can go check the label. I'm 100% raw, underrated. I'm related, I'm the greatest. I'm the hero and villain, you can pick a favorite. I'm the one that everybody say couldn't make it. Now I'm on a mission, I'm trying to win my enemies and hate. It's just the love when it's intensive. Dark is just the light without the sense. Loneliness is you without the fifth click. Giving up for me is too expensive. Renegade. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away, run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away, run away. I'm a renegade, 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 renegade. Better run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away, run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away. Yeah, I tell the world, never label me the same. me, just me. Don't push me and feeling lucky. Or you gon' turn this into a mistake. And I don't wanna go there, trust me.
Renegade. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away. Run away, run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. You better run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away, run away. I'm a renegade, renegade, renegade. Better run away, run away.
Time's up, the dream's over, the door closed, it's disclosure, the fire out, the pace slow, nothing left on the desk, now in caseloads. I miss my opportunity, there goes the opening, arms reach and slip to loss of dopamine, I lose hope more than any other focus, grip this old road, I'm at liberty to trudge, so it's the same old souls, same old goals, just stick to the script and stick of what's been written and sold. This isn't it, I can't let this empty sink, but oh, the code's cryptic. No momentum to stop, I swear my prayers on repeat. All I need is one, is a solid. I'm on my knees as I plead, screaming my speech and I promise one more chance. Like, who's gonna really take it from me? I get my hands up to any challenge to stand up in front and convincing myself before I sit on the shelf. It's in my destiny, the best me to reach the spell. I swear testing me, but they don't want the rest ring bell. There's only one thing left. Light 'em up. Doubts, it's over for him, I'm promoting it with no more routes. We're all in, deck collector, about to snatch it out the hands. This been written like the past, but somehow still about the now future. I'm indebted to my roots, made shook for more well conditioned. I've been leveled to the floor and bounced back, so it's breaking off, shackles off before Mother Nature is at work, and we cooking up a storm. I'm coming, my feet gon' take me there. Ain't no feet to get the victory, the vision's clear. I keep up the days, I let myself get riddled up with fears. Winding by the clock, I guess we button in the years. Now we light 'em up. We're gonna light 'em up.
Good day for a date. Bad day for kate. Baka dandruff yan. Mag-new Head and Shoulders every day. So you're up to 100% dandruff-free every day. Head and Shoulders.
Warrior. The mentality to never give up, never give in. To death, for the life of me. Warrior. Warrior.
I'm a warrior. I go to war with ya. I fight to the death, give it everything I got till I got nothing left. No, like a warrior. I go to war for ya. Till my very last breath, give it everything I got till I got nothing left. No, I'm a warrior. I go to war with ya. Like a warrior. I go to war for ya. Yeah, I was born for it. Now I'm ready for the war. Ain't no turning back now, no, I can't back down. Can't run nowhere, gotta stand up. Right hand on your chest for your valor. Kneel down and no man, ice running through my veins cause I'm cold-hearted. Look what they done started. I'm sharp with my change. The best in the game. On fire, hot like a flame. Wild like a beast. I can't be tamed. So stuck in my ways for the truth. I can't be changed. I'm a warrior. I go to war with ya. I fight to the death. Give it everything I got till I got nothing left. No. Like a warrior. I go to war for ya. Till my very last breath. Give it everything I got till I got nothing left. No. I was born, boy. I was born to rise. I was born to fly. I was born to climb. I was born to get it. I was born to shine. I was born to live it. Like a warrior. Like a warrior. Like a warrior. I go to war with ya. I fight to the death. Give it everything I got till I got none left. No. I'm a warrior. I go to war for ya. To my very last breath. Give it everything I got till I got none left. No. Yeah. Easy.
I've been a bad bitch, stay phone. I've been a red kid, gas station. I've been a car store in the terror zone. I've been a big show worth taping. I keep it 100 and I take a lump sum and I keep a good vibe on rotation. As far as the waves around me, son. I'm talking like best in the nation. I hold the 8 ball, the relevant. Watch them heat rise on the segment. Crew up, OG, and they hit it home. Bunch of big bags to deliver on Toronto. Toronto, I'm the head honcho. Honcho, big cheap, but they're a little bigger. The winners don't feel I kill her on the tuna, I'm talking animation. The beat, a beat, go over. Beat, going up. We going up. I'm beat, going up. Beat, going up. The beat, the beat, go big man. That's how they clockin' the queen when I walk in the building. Big lens. Feel all the eyes in the room, the floor and the ceiling. I'm chillin'. Watching y'all shaking and quake like a door to a mailman. Damn it, y'all got an ailment. Ew, call the doc with the bill film. Still me. Still at the top, I'm a star, it's the real me. Big on the bag and the brains and the buzz, it's the real tea. It goes on and on and on. Ain't falling off, I don't campaign for a damn thing. Bitch, I'm a dawn. It's done. I won.
Just this one. Been a hot man since days wet. Since the beginning. Got a whole bag, got mothers with me. No, I know they did the illest. And if you come through with the food, no, I know you say. I heard the just went wild. Kick down doors and straight to the stage. I'm gonna get wild. Good division labels, stacking up on the tables. I so wow, I don't even know like that. Off the group, they said the roll like that. So wow, you know what they dealt with by them young. Wow, kick them straight to the stage where I want to. Gonna get wild. Division labels, stacking up on the tables. I so wow, I don't even know like that. Off the group, they said the roll like that. So wow, you know what they dealt with by them young. Why you people think that one from us, you get pulled like a trigger. Looking at you with a big plate of dinner. Man, like you don't eat your way dinner. And how they gonna call me lazy? Power man style, yo, certified wavy. Certified snakes in the grotto, slithering, bleeding, begging, but nowadays,
You wish.
In the dojo.
You wanna pet high?
Red Bull gives you wings.
And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good.
One knock at the door and then we both know how the story ends. You can't win if the white flag's out when the war begins. Aiming so high but swinging so low, trying to catch fire but feeling so cold. Holding it inside and hope it won't show. Saying it's not but inside I know. Today's gonna be the day you notice, 'cause I'm tired of explaining what the joke is. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd, fire in the sunrise, ashes raining down. Try to hold it in but it keeps bleeding out. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd. Turn to run, now look what it's become. Outnumbered 10-1 back then. Should've bit your tongue, 'cause there's no turning back. This path once it's begun. You're already on that list. Say you don't want what you can't resist. Waving that sword when the pen won't miss. Watch it out like this. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd. Fire in the sunrise. Ashes raining down. Try to hold it in, but it keeps bleeding out. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd. Today's gonna be the day you notice, 'cause I'm tired of explaining what the joke is. This is what you asked for! This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd. Fire in the sunrise. Ashes raining.
Welcome everyone to the World's 2024 Finals between T1 and BLG. As we take a look at beautiful London, where we have spent our entire week in anticipation for this matchup, and all the fans are lining up. I also saw Candace there. What are you doing there, girl? And everyone who is here at the iconic O2 Arena. Here we also see the trophy arrivals presented by Mercedes-Benz, because we cannot have a championship without having a trophy. Am I right? Let's take a look at this. I mean, I'm really excited to see how they play it out. What a wonderful partnership. Did you see the video with Roger Federer?
That was insane.
Yeah, that was
I was like, how do you manage to get here?
Let's go.
Roger Federer, to me, one of the greatest sportsmen ever.
Yep.
Universally beloved, incredible tennis player. So really cool to see. And the entire year, we have been building towards this one day, and I can't wait to see what's about to happen.
And you see, of course, the champions that came before whoever wins today are all engraved on the Summoners Cup as Seb, our esteemed Seb, who makes sure that everything runs well here in the O2 and for Worlds in general, is going to bring it in for us. Hello, everybody. My name is Shox, and I'm joined here by Emily, Maurits, and Dagda to lead you through Countdown. Zale is also joining us in just a little bit, but we couldn't be happier, Rob.
It's a banger! It's T1 versus BLG. Like, what a moment for so many of these teams and players and fans around the world.
Absolutely. I know that you have a couple of people you know in the audience. I do as well. It's always extra special. I hope we can make it a great show for not just them, for everybody here in the O2 Arena. Now, Worlds has been long and awesome, and there have been a lot of cool moments. Now, we wanted to pull up something called the Aura Meter, and we're going to need you to cheer to kind of tell us if you think that this moment has a lot of aura or not. And we selected a few that happened this World. So who's going to draw it in?
All right, here we go. I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
Rated
Beautiful.
drawing.
I see. Okay.
So we get the full spectrum.
So it goes from
I just want to point out, it's Elk yawning in the crowd, and then Faker in the Mercedes.
the get in loser. Okay, cool. What's our first clip? Let's take a look. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Or a plane dreader. I'm gonna say what, like 60-70%?
Definitely. This was such a pop-off moment, and it's so sick to see the passion that these Brazilian teams bring in those type of moments.
I was gonna say, this is just an average CBL day. Honestly, it's like, they pop off like this all the time, which I absolutely love. It's one of the things I love most about CBL is the constant trash talking and constant pop-off moments.
Okay, we started off pretty high. Let's see what our next moment is. There were a lot.
Oh,
What's
no.
this one?
Okay. I don't need any of your input here. I'm gonna go with there we go. Oh my boy. Sometimes you just forget what champion does. It happens to everyone.
But Nunu's so popular.
Yeah. Especially in Korean solo. All the time.
The way the Nunu, like, Willem just walks away. Like,
Yeah. I mean, maybe in hindsight would have rather, not one that's serious and not
No.
No, still one that's
I think
serious.
it's okay.
Yeah. For
I'll
sure.
take it.
Let's see what's next. Whippo. Oh, it's a super cut. I mean,
Just,
it's just
a Whippo super cut. Whippo's pretty good aura.
I would feel
I guess I'm at
great aura, I think.
30
Yeah?
40%. I was going to say, he does it all the time, right?
Yeah.
So a little more.
Is that a little less?
A little too far.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I'm gonna give it like 55,
Okay.
60.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
it makes sense. Sad he's not in the grand final. It would have been
That would've
second.
been
That would
something.
have been sick. But alas, let's take a look at the next one. A lot of aura, all these. I wonder if
know.
there's one that's not.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So
Do you just
Put
start
all the
now?
way
negative?
Here, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
negative.
just-
So for context, BLG had already qualified, and then Bin and Alk were watching T1 play, and apparently Alk was not impressed at all.
My favorite part is how locked in.
Yeah,
he's
Bin
focused.
is just like, I'm studying Zeus.
I want to play him. Yeah. Okay, what do we have next? I hope it's a little bit more aura than that because. Good.
Hey, I've been going around my house with a sip of coffee going, it's good! Or like,
Yeah.
eat a bread of breakfast, it's good! Like, you have to.
It was good.
It
We
was
actually had some like croissant.
Yeah, we
afterwards
did.
as well.
I got some messages being
was
like,
very
why didn't you give the croissant to Guma? And I was like, I want a piece of that croissant. Why not? Okay, full. Okay, what's coming next? Because that's already some high
It's hard. It's hard to
Yeah.
follow that one up.
All right, this is
Merci.
Merci. Oh, I mean,
I think it's good.
But
yeah.
the problem is Faker has so many good aura moments that this is like not...
We ready to his standard, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So I
And if he's
think
doing a
it's
tumble and everything in the past, it's
Yeah.
like,
broccoli
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Broccoli would have been 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Not his best work. Let's see. Maybe if he talks in a British accent at some point today, then
I'd be so impressed.
that'd be sick. That'd be sick.
Be interesting.
Do you guys do a good British accent?
Not at all.
No,
No comments. No
You're not even gonna
comments.
try?
If you want to
Okay,
show us
no.
how it's done, though?
No, I
appreciate the opportunity.
will not. I will not. Okay, we have one more, and I think there's a famous one that we're missing. So
Okay.
maybe it's, here we go.
Oh.
This has to be. It's like off the charts.
Crazy.
It's too much. We can't measure it. This was,
Yeah.
I think, the highlight aura moment of the entire tournament.
I love this man. Like, it's just
Yeah.
so much
Oh my
confidence.
God.
Toss into the crowd.
His
Walk
face as
away.
he turns
Yeah.
too. He's just like, yeah, I
It's
knew
cool guys
that.
don't look explosions, you know?
Oh.
It just wanders off.
I love it. I also think that both Bin and Gumushin in their respective winner interviews, I don't know, they created an insane aura by the answers because we always talk about kind of how measured LCK and LPL players can be in those interviews, and they were. They were not being disrespectful, but they were
Yeah.
wording it in a way that got everybody going.
I love the fact that we get like in with these almost like love letters to Zeus throughout his
Yeah.
interviews. Like, hey, look, we're gonna make this work. It's all fun. Look, we'll face off against each other. Even when you look at MSI last year, it was they
Yep.
trying to fight off against each other.
It's true. Okay, we're gonna do one last check-in with your pickups. I hope you've been doing okay.
No.
No,
You've been doing
Mine are
No,
destroyed.
they're not good.
Yeah.
No,
If you-
I already
Mine are awful.
So the Leona Death Fund I thought was going to be a lot better than it was.
I
Still
thought it was the Nautilus Death Fund.
Yeah.
It's the standard, but
Yeah,
many
that's
else just
classic.
take it over.
Okay.
I also was really hoping for Chemtech Dragons, but it was a very fiery world thus far, with Infernal pulling pretty far ahead.
Yeah, I do love me an Infernal Dragon, though.
They are one of the most
They
fun.
are. It is. In here. Hey, Red Lions got something! That's game versus game.
And it was a win rather than being
Yes.
the other side, you know, which is the most important part.
Yeah, take the stars that it was a win.
I'm looking at, we're going to talk about this later, but most unique champions Knight there with 12. He's been pulling out a lot of stuff for BLG, kind of quietly under the radar too, that BLG have picked such a variety of champions in a lot of their games.
I also got to highlight that FlyQuest, even though they didn't make it, I think still had an incredible performance this Worlds, and actually second in unique champions played, which we saw in that series against Gen G.
Yeah, it was awesome to see them play. Of course, remember to lock in your pick'ems, and those were the pick'ems delivered by AWS. And we'll head into a little bit more grounded discussion, I want to say, about these teams. We have an hour, but I feel like it isn't even enough to talk about all of the journeys that we have. Rob, now that we have you here, an LPL fan for so long already, talk to me about BLG and about their evolution over the years.
Well, I think that's the incredible part, because when you look at this organization, this isn't the iteration that when they started expected to go distance. Because when you look back at what happened like several years previously, there were so many different megastars and super teams that they tried to put together throughout the years. And you'll see it in the graphic that we bring up in just a moment. But when you look at players like, they tried to set up with Iseka and Amy coming through in their first initial year, which really was them trying to go, hey, look, we can bring in some of the big heavy hitters into this squad and see if we can make it work from spring 2021. But as they moved on, they were like, okay, look, this hasn't really brought us any sort of success. So instead, we're going to bring in players like Fofo, who's one of the most outstanding mid laners in the LPL at the time. Uzi coming in as well, adding a world champion in Chris, say, hey, our bot lane is going to dominate and take over. But again, it was that lack of success that they found. And it was really when they go, okay, you know what, we're not going to spend mega bucks. We're not going to invest in these super teams anymore. We're going to take this up-and-coming talent. When you get the likes of Bin, when you get Shun, Yagao, well, Yagao was around for a little longer, but they'll get on. But the most important part was they invested in a serious coach. They invested in Tabe, a guy who was just coming off the back of back-to-back MSI wins with RNG to say, hey, I'm going to take this group of players and misfits to really rise up. And then we finally get to what was the last little bit of success they needed in Knight being added this year. The man who denied them so often in the LPL last year joined this roster, and suddenly this team has found the most success that they've ever found in the organization's history.
And that moment from Tabe last year at MSI when he jumped towards his team as they won was the start, I think, of their current arc.
Yeah, and the most impressive thing to me is how, again, you pointed out, this initial iteration of the lineup, the first go of it, was supposed to be a budget lineup compared to what they'd done previously, right? And we even saw like a little bit of uncertainty from BLG at the very beginning of the tournament. They struggled in Swiss stage, and that happened in summer. They brought in Wei, that helped things. Then they brought back Shun, and he's looked great with the team.
But I wanted to like show you what they were working with when BLG initially formed, because I brought in some old clips from Sunny when both Bin and On were on, and I just want to show you the bedlam that Tabe had to deal with this team.
Let's take a look. Indeed, I've heard rumors.
觉得粉丝们其实没什么好担心的吧，就是如果我们打得不好，那也没办法；如果打得好的话，你就开心就行。
They're definitely entertaining. I'll tell you that for sure.
I mean, this is coming off the back of their 2020 finals.
Yeah.
That is what you have to work. It's bedlam. I love it.
It's crazy. Yeah, so many stories there. Also, you know, Ben making it in 2020 with Suning. Now he's back here. BLG is only one half of the two teams we're going to see today. Let's just pull up the brackets of how Worlds has gone from the Swiss stage to the knockout stage, because particularly for BLG, we already mentioned it, slow start, really ramping up into that knockout stage.
Yeah, and by contrast, it was T1 who looked really shaky domestically in summer, then have ramped up throughout this tournament. BLG were lights out domestically this summer. They were phenomenal, undisputably the best team in China, and then came here, had a really shaky Swiss stage, now have been raising through the bracket stage.
And for BLG, that series against Home Alive, that game before was something a lot of people are going to go back to, and it contrasts so strongly to T1, whose story was, and I feel like we keep repeating ourselves, but every summer T1 has some horrible situation where they almost don't make it. They go to game 5 against KT. They don't actually end up beating BK, who for the first time in forever get a win against someone that was considered stronger than them. And yet, here we are in the World Finals again!
Third consecutive World Final for T1. Maybe a 5th title for Faker. These are all things that we're going to dive much deeper into in just a little bit. We are going to take a quick break right now, but we will be back very, very soon with the rest of Countdown.
This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd. Fire in the sunrise. Ashes raining down. Heavy is the crowd.
So, you want to work in esports. Great. Step 1, never spell it like that.
Step 2, apply to the MasterCard Gamer Academy, a program created in partnership with G2 designed to give you all the tools and resources needed to help you start a career in esports.
This is an education in everything, from creating content to managing a team.
All from experts who will explain every aspect of running a top-tier org, prepping for a broadcast, or designing global esports events for millions of fans.
Selected participants will have access to live lectures and insights you won't find anywhere else.
And even the opportunity to travel to the League of Legends Mid-Season Invitational and Valorant Champions.
So they're flying them out to champs?
Yeah.
Thank you, MasterCard.
So if you've ever dreamed of a life working in esports, this could be your opportunity to apply for an unforgettable experience.
Can anyone apply?
No, you can't apply.
You got a pretty disguise, but you're saying I see right through all your lies. I'm not like one of your kind. I'm a misfit, I'm a rebel, don't fit your description. I never settle, fight back with resistance, pedal to the metal, or setting fire to the system, yeah.
Take your membership to the next level. Up to 5% cashback with a Landers Cashback Everywhere credit card from
with my hands tied.
my global head of League of Legends esports, Chris Greeley, and executive producer for League of Legends, Paul Bellezza. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. How are you doing?
Doing good.
What do you think of the arena? What do you think of the desk? It's the first time you come here.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
The arena looks so good.
I think everyone is really, really hyped about today. We had an amazing opening ceremony ahead of us, but I want to ask you guys, these worlds have been amazing, but what has been the highlight for you? Best moment so far?
Oh my God! I mean, there's just been some nail biter games, and like pretty cool to rewatch some of the highlights, and just I really enjoyed the FlyQuest games.
Of course.
I have to, but I just love the competition. It's been sick.
I love the matchup we're winding up with at the end. I think if you sat down at the start of Worlds and said like, what are the two teams you wanted to see, this is definitely on the short list of matchups, which has been awesome.
And I know that the fans have been enjoying Worlds as well, and this is something that we've seen through viewership and the amount of people who watch League.
Yeah, I mean, I have to take a minute to talk about the passion of League fans. Right? Worlds 24 is now one of the most watched events in League of Legends history. Our average minute audience outside of China through semifinals is up 30% year over year. And the incredible T1 match versus Gen G reached 4.81 million viewers. It's truly amazing.
I think it's crazy that after all this time of League of Legends and esports, we have more and more people tuning in, and even more people watching League of Legends. Keeps the game interesting, and of course, we've been blessed with amazing world so far. I have to ask you, I think everyone is going to be hyped for the opening and closing ceremony. So have you seen anything, or are we just going to? Okay,
I'm going blind.
So you're going to discover as fans,
Yeah.
just like us. Anything we want to be hyped about. We know which artists are going to be headlining, but anything you want to see for the opening ceremony, anything you're expecting here.
So I cheat a little bit. I know there's some great choreography and lots of dancing. So I think that's going to be great, like to be able to see those shots. I think the ceremony is going to be awesome.
A bit of Linkin Park, a bit of Arcane, maybe.
Yeah.
Paul, what are you excited about?
I'm excited to see all the arcade moment.
All right.
The Town Blue song. Maybe are we gonna have fireworks?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Pretty sick.
Maybe. Yeah. Let's not spill the beans. Yes, I know that for the closing ceremony, we're going to honor the players and the champions even outside of the O2 arena. So how is that going to work?
Okay, so we'll be continuing our tradition of celebrating the World Championship on the Rift by placing the Summoner's Cup complete with the winning team's logo right on the Rift. So, but we are going to do things a little different. So next year with patch 15.2, we're introducing some special features. We're going to get a championship icon and an emote, and we'll be shipping the Summoner's Cup to the winners region. So the champions will start their season with the cup on display during their opening week of competitive play. And we think that's a fitting way to celebrate their victory and kick off the new season with the entire community.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. They'll even get to make some content while they have the Summoner's Cup there and like really be connect with their fans in region.
Stay tuned for this in-game and outside of the game, of course. But following up on the press conference we had yesterday, if some of you guys at home couldn't quite follow what happened, we had news about international events for next year and the future of LoL esports, Chris.
Yeah, 2025 is going to look a little different for LoL esports in a lot of ways, and we couldn't be more excited for it.
All right, what are we expecting here? I think I heard some Fearless Draft coming here.
Yeah, we're going to implement Fearless Draft for our new international tournament, which we're naming the First Stand Tournament. It's going to be all about champion diversity, making strategies on the fly. That tournament will be in March 10th through the 16th at LoL Park in South Korea, and we'll be using Fearless Draft throughout all of Split 1 next year.
There you go. There you go. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, man. Hype as hell, right? Yeah.
Anything about MSI that we want to talk about?
Yeah, well, we'll have more to share about MSI at the start of our competitive season when we do that round of announcements. But I can say we're finally going back to Canada after a really long hiatus, so it'll be awesome to be able to bring our event back there.
Very excited.
Yeah. As for Worlds, we do have a little treat for you all. Take a look. the pan at the end.
I love
That's
it.
me. Yeah, so good. So we're really proud to return to Chengdu next year. The incredible atmosphere, the passionate fan base, the outstanding hospitality we received during MSI 2024 made Chengdu an ideal location for our next World Finals.
Super excited. That's the story for next year. Guys, we have the finals on our hands starting in actually about 20, 30 minutes here. What is the expectation? How many games do we want?
I want 5 games.
Five games?
Yeah, I'm here for the day. I want to make sure everybody gets their money's worth.
5 games. That's all we want, guys. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining me today. I want to hear what the fans think actually on the floor. Hysterics. What are they thinking for the Mastercard fan prediction? T1 or BLG?
Yeah, thank you, Law. I am indeed on the floor of the O2. London, where are you? Good. And they're still packing in as well. So who are you supporting? Let's go T1. There we go, T1 fans alike. But of course, we need some balance. Who are you guys supporting?
BLG!
Like I said, this is not even all of them as well. There's still plenty of seats to be filled. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to be with you here today in such a great, glorious arena. Hold those signs up. Let them know who you're here to support. London, T1 fans unite, where are you? What a glorious year to get to this position, right? To get here, they almost lost the KT. And then we go back and we look at BLG, over to fun. What are they? BLG fans, rise up! Shocks, the floor is heating up and I cannot wait to see as it fills up and we get into this exciting finals. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Excuse me, 80% T1. Ask a look at the player arrivals presented by Mercedes-Benz, but Myra, what the hell?
Yeah, no, I'm not even surprised anymore. This is the reality of going up against T1. This team has the home ground advantage no matter where they go. It took Genji like 4 years to get even remotely close to a 50-50. There are just so many people so passionate about this team that, again, we've seen this a million times.
And you can see the players here arriving in the Mercedes-Benz arrival there, and T1, they are massive fan favorites, of course, but they've also looked spectacular at Worlds, which is really lending to that effect. And this man as well, he's got to add 50% to that fan vote alone.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, crazy. I did think it was going to be closer in terms of what people think, but you're right. T1 really is a global phenomenon, as we also welcome another global phenomenon to the
Oh, you know.
Thank you for joining us.
You know?
Hey, there's so much to talk about, and I think I want to start us off right. Knight versus Faker. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. We're going to talk a lot about Faker, but I want to start out by doing some telestrators here on Knight. This guy is outstanding. If you've not watched him play, we're going to highlight how he plays on the flank here against HLE. So he's already stolen the Ahri ultimate here, and he's going to be playing on the side. What he's going to do is constantly stay close enough that HLE have to respect his threat, but far enough away that they can't easily engage on him. So we're going to see Delight look for a quick engage over to the side. Knight is going to get hit by that remount on the flip, but then he'll use his E to actually dodge out of the stun. You can see Viper was already moving to try to collapse on him, but the engages failed. He still stays close enough, re-engages on Delight, putting that pressure in, and then as the fight begins to break out in earnest, he's going to move in, draw pressure from Peanut, from Viper, from Zeka, and then use the Ahri ult to break the tether, and as Doran comes over the wall, he uses the same E that he used to break the tether to go back in on Doran, kill him off, and then chase down HLE, keeping them slowed, keeping them in a spot where the rest of the team can constantly run after them and knock them down. I'm now going to go to another clip here. Now, this one is truly outstanding. This is a clip against G2, which really was a bit of a backbreaker here, and we have to watch Knight here. He's over here on the side. This is a situation where they are down numbers. Knight is able to go in. They get this initial kill onto Yike, but he's going to get CC'd up. He uses the Stolen Sins Out ultimate to tank a lot of this damage, and you're going to watch him as he goes to retreat in this losing fight. Hans is coming in. Watch this. The stun is going to come through from Broken Blade right here. He buffers the Renekton stun with his E over the wall, negating the stun. Otherwise, he would have died. Not only that, as Hans Sama kites up, Knight is going to find the angle to go right back in over the wall, kills off Hans, even dropping his Q so that Mickey can't kite up, picked him off as well, and then is kiting out on Broken Blade, uses the stun into the waiting for his cooldowns here, and as Broken Blade goes in for another re-engage, it's again a buffered stun here from Knight goes back, immunes the stun, gets him with the knockup on the E, kites out, wins the fight. This guy is truly next level with his mechanics.
And I know I've been talking to you about Knight for years, Azale. You used to follow his Syndra for like a lot of your lane kingdom.
What else can he play?
He can play a lot because, like we mentioned at the top of show, he has played the most unique champions of any player at this tournament. And I think that true evolution of Knight was a lot of the internal rivalry he had in the LPL with Yagao coming in from the same region. Yagao was the one who saw the map better. Knight was a mechanical god, and he's been forced to now team fight and sees the map so well.
And it would be his time to take that world championship, but unfortunately there's Faker on the other side. Let me just ask you, is Knight better than Faker mechanically?
I think absolutely.
Champion
I think it's fair to say.
Champion pool-wise? Depth?
That's always
Right
hard to say with Faker. Right now, in this tournament,
Yes?
I would say so.
So why is it that we still have that unbridled trust in the man himself?
I'm so glad you asked, because let's return to 2023 when Faker was the mechanical god. This is his first kill. Ambition said himself, 2013. Everyone will always remember his first kill. Ambition was on the receiving end of it. Here is him against Kuro. He made this man's life miserable. Everyone thought Kuro was a terrible mid laner just because he had to go up against Faker so many times. And this is him on the Galio. He was such a star dragging this team to finals. I think the true impressive thing about Faker is how many times he's had to reinvent himself, right? He comes in as a mechanical god. He then evolves to be able to teach his junglers how to seize the map. Easy Hoon comes in, lane Azir better than him. Guess what? Next year, he learns how to play the best Azir in the world. Like, it's insane how many times he's reinvented himself now to the point where we saw T1 last year without Faker.
That's why he's the GOAT!
How did it go?
Yeah, I think everyone can remember. It did not go very well because this team relies on him, and it's really easy to say, you know, just
he's
try
the GOAT.
Yeah, well, he's the GOAT. Try to figure out a way to improve yourself. But there are so few players in the 14 years of League of Legends that we've had so far that actually have been able to do it consistently, because it requires so much energy while still maintaining that form year after year, except I guess for summer. They take it a little bit
Don't
easier.
worry about that. But yeah, it's reductive to just say, oh, he's the GOAT. Yeah, everybody knows that. It's about those intricacies of how he does keep evolving. We made a little collage for T1 and for Faker as well. It's beautiful. Alive of the moment. You guys can grab it. I think we have it full screen as well.
Oh.
Also have all these, which I love.
It's a reflection of their jacket too, right? If you've seen the inside of the T1 jacket, it has like a whole bunch of really famous
all the memories
Faker and T1 moments.
I mean, it's just so cool because it's not just some of the most famous T1 or Faker moments. These are some of the most famous moments in esports period, in League of Legends period. They have been there for all the history.
They have Azale, and you almost have to step outside of the scope of just League of Legends, right?
I think you do. When you're talking about Faker specifically, everyone knows he's the GOAT. It's not even a conversation. You can cut the guy's career in half, and he's still the GOAT. And that's why I think you have to start looking broader than the game. You have to start comparing him to the sporting greats from other games, from other esports, to really understand how dominant he has been, what he has done in the space. He has been a transformative force for the game. He is the face of the game. And I think he needs to start being talked about amongst the best athletes in the entire world.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought it up to look outside of the scope of League of Legends, because actually, Son from Tottenham, or Sonny, that's his nickname, he sent a message to the finalists.
Hi guys, this is Sonny, and yeah, sorry I couldn't be there because I have a game also, but I wish you, both of you, BLG and T1, good luck for the final. Everybody is very proud of you guys. Being in the final is amazing, but last step is always the important part. So yeah, good luck again and enjoy the final stage.
That is so awesome. He mains Lee Sin, by the way, if anyone was interested.
Okay.
Plays a lot of League. Oh, this is so cool. It just shows how much esports transcends just our community. It's great to see. But diving a bit deeper into the story of T1 then, because in the same vein as just saying Faker is the greatest of all time and not emphasizing the intricacies of the career, the same thing goes for T1, right? It's not the same T1 that won in 2013 or the one that even won last year.
Yeah, or the one that we had a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because I want to show something. Apologies to the KT fans in advance. I want to go back to regional
Every
qualifier.
time it's like a knife, bro.
Because it really is. I'm so sorry, but we have to do this. As we run this clip, I want you to look at how disjointed this team looks. So Keria, he's about to set up the complete here. This is Yone. This is the one target you need to kill. And now I want you guys to count how many ultimates get wasted because of the anti-synergy. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4 ultimates that get thrown into BE.
He sucks.
No one is on the same page. Right, and the reason why we highlight this is because of where they are now. The fight is a complete wash. T1 end up barely ending out the series.
KT.
What if to run it down on your world skin, by the way?
That's the most insane
You get a
part.
pass when it's your world skin.
And then contrast that to the series they had against TS. And Keria's performance in particular is sitting here on the flank with was spotted, right? So what TS tries to do is get him out of there. They try to collapse onto him. He gets the sidestep. That alone is already insane. But here, dodges chains, charms the first 2, then flashes, follows up, denies Jakilov access to the pit, immediately forces 369 his Sonyas, and from that point on, this fight is impossible. The immediate collapse from the rest of T1. The fight is broken. The game is done. And again, this is in a month and a half. And I really want to highlight this because we keep talking about, oh, T1 in summer, they were that good. It wasn't just a meta. This was not the same team that we have in front of us here today.
Yeah, and it makes their glow up at Worlds so much more impressive, right? Because of that, because they were able to pull together. Yes, the meta is better for them, but to your point, they look so well coordinated.
And I think that's something that is just so special about this T1 team as a whole, and not even just this year, right? Because it'd be reductive to just talk about them and only talk about their successes. This is a team that, now today, people talk about them as Iron Mental. They are the most clutch team in the world, maybe the best roster of all time. You only have to go back a couple of years to people saying, you know what? Maybe they just can't do it. Maybe they're never going to win an MSI. Maybe they're never going to win a Worlds. They fell short in so many tournaments in a row. MSI 2023, Worlds 2023, the MSI in 2024 even, they had all these different events where, they were falling short and not getting right to where they wanted to be.
I mean, there was a joke about how we couldn't mention finals because we didn't want to curse T1, right? Because they kept falling just short of winning finals.
And often with teams like this, it is about when is the dam going to break. And I think at T1 we were at a point after that last final 2 years ago where you saw them just completely distraught into the year after where they finally made it happen. Now you're in a situation where again they rallied all the way there. It's unbelievable. It's almost a movie script the way they turned it around and came here. But the same thing can very well go for BLG because this is a roster that is built to win championships, right? But they need to get over that one hurdle. Unfortunately, that hurdle today is Faker and T1.
It's a pretty big hurdle.
It's kind of up there for sure. No, absolutely. Let's do our final check-in on the global power rankings by AWS for 2024, and also take a look at who the teams went through to get here.
I mean, this has been a pretty incredible journey for both teams. You can talk about the Swiss stage. Obviously, BLG did have their struggles, but at the same time, when it came time for the knockout stage, when it came time for the best of fives, they're taking down HLE, the #1 LCKC. They're taking down Weibo. You look over at T1, and they had to beat so many star-studded rosters. They had to take down BLG in the Swiss, G2 in the Swiss, Top, as well as Gen G. All of these tournament favorites have really been knocked out by T1 and by BLG.
I think it's been absolutely incredible to see the caliber of teams that they've had to go up against, and now to showcase that at one last step, it's going to be absolutely insane to see these two teams face off.
Hey, swapped in. What's going on?
No, that was Crowder's voice.
Was it? In fact, he
only became Irish.
Yeah. All 5 of us are going to be on in just a second as we find ourselves with a little bit more time. But I feel like we talked a lot about T1 and Faker. Naturally so, right? But their competitors deserve so much time as well. I think the ideal people to kick over to for a little bit more insight into BLG are Lore and Wendy, who are standing by in the Verizon Game Day interview.
Thank you so much, Shox, and what a journey it's been for BLG at Worlds and all year actually. Wendy, thank you so much for joining me to talk about your team. What can we make of BLG? Because they're the last hope for the LPL, but they're also the best hope for the LPL. LPL, considering the fact that they entered well as tournament favorites. When you think of the year they had in the LPL and how they developed at Worlds with the team they faced off against, what stands out for you when you think of this team?
Yeah, I definitely think like BLG is not only the hope for themselves, it's definitely the hope for the whole LPL. And LPL, we haven't got the World Championship for the past 2 years, so I consider like we really have a very strong feeling that we really would like to have this year's title. And definitely for this BLG, this rosters, they were able to get the championship in LPL for both the spring and also the summer. Basically, that's the strongest roster right now for LPL. And definitely we can see, like, maybe from the Swiss stage, they will look a little bit like underperformed, I must say. They got some fluctuations, up and downs. But after that, they were really able to have a very quick adaptation and be able to really showcase all the talents in the quarterfinals and the semifinal. 3-1 against Hanwha Esports and also 3-0 against another LPL Pro WBG. So it's time to see how much talent they can show us here in London.
Yeah, time to shine. And I remember that Elk was actually talking to us about the fact that Swiss stage is always going to be a bit difficult because of best of ones, because of the format, but you really can't expect a team like BLG to shine when it's going to come to series, and especially long series. And I have to talk about what Bin told us when we interviewed him in Paris, the fact that he had memories from the first time he made Worlds. It was against Damwon back then, and he got inspired by what Showmaker said back then, the fact that he wants to restore hope for the LPL. He wants to restore the honor of the LPL. What does it mean for them, for Bin, for BLG, for all these players, if they could grab the victory today?
It definitely could be a really meaningful title for the whole LPL, especially for Bin, because 4 years ago, he was also standing in the Grand Final stage and got the pentakill. We all remember that player, and 4 years later, for now, I must say, Bin really got his growth, his improvements, and for now, we can see through the whole journey, he kind of really like sharpened the sword, and he really have the very aggressive playstyle, and also he showed a lot of respect to Zeus, to Faker, to the whole T1, and because of that respect, definitely he's going to just try his best to showcase all the talents here.
And he's a different beast. He's been saying it himself. He gained in maturity. He became even more stronger over the years, and also we know that he wanted this match today. He wanted to face off against T1. He wants to be able to defeat the world champions, the one who won last year, and it's going to be an interesting matchup, especially when you consider the fact that T1 versus LPL, that's a matchup that they usually like. So what do we think about the rivalry between these two regions as a representative of the region, but also for the fans?
I must say, LPL is always the biggest opponent for all the LPL teams, and also based on the past 2 years record, we got 8 times victory in the best of 5s against all the LCK teams, and 6 out of 8 is actually from BLG, and the other 2 is from Knight together with the last year's JDG. So who's the team that's going to maybe have the biggest hope to beat such a strong team? T1, I must say, could be this year's BLG, and especially we feel like 10 years ago, the LPL is tried fast to get the title from T1, from Faker, and 10 years later, we're still facing this GOAT. Oh
my God, it doesn't get more hype than this. Wendy, do you have any closing thoughts about this matchup?
Definitely really looking forward to this grand final, and I must say for all the BLG fans, for all the LPL fans, we would like to just hope BLG, they can just show all the talents here, just to show their strengths here, but still enjoy the game, enjoy the show. This is your stage, and no matter what happens, you're just the best team. And BLG, let's go!
Jayo! Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wendy. Sharks, back to you.
Thank you so much, Jayo BLG, indeed. Wow, she dropped some great quotes there about this rivalry, right? Because this is such a through line for this entire day about the LPL versus the LCK specifically.
Yeah, and I think a huge portion of that is, again, as you say, the revenge arc as well. But for BLG, lost the playoff series against T1 when you look across MSI, and that's a huge amount of these rivalries that are starting to grow and starting to beckon. And you heard it like Knight last year as well, trying to take down the LCK teams. I think there are many players here that are trying to show that 5 LPL players can really step up on the international stage and show what Chinese League of Legends is all about.
Yeah, knowing how big League of Legends is in China, how many fans there are, and I think very, very often, because we're so surrounded by a lot of T1 because they have such global fandom and referencing. But of course, you have some trouble sometimes seeing things, right? If they are produced in China or the content or Weibo, whilst we are on other social media forms. But let me tell you, it is huge. I mean, I will always remember that moment when EDG won Worlds, and there was this famous clip of the dorm rooms and everybody cheering. I think we have it somewhere, but I might have called it up a little bit too quickly. We'll take a look in just a second, just to say, all of China is watching.
I mean, some of the LPL players are some of the absolute biggest stars, not just in League of Legends, in the entire country. You can see the celebrations after EDG won. It was electric. There was videos like this coming from all across the country.
And it's even when you look at like popularity votes within the country itself, like the #1 voted celebrity against music, against actors, against everyone was Uzi. Like this is a cultural phenomenon that has taken over, and why the LPL produces such talent year in, year out.
And the same year that Uzi was actually voted #1, it wasn't like it was just Uzi because, well, he's Uzi. But there was 11 LPL players in the top 50 as far as, against celebrities, against the musicians, against movie stars, against everyone in China. It really is a national sport.
It is, and you talk so much about Uzi. Let's talk about Elk. He's playing today, and I know that, Emily, you've been following his career so intently, right? So do you want to give us the cliff notes?
So I feel like this is really his breakout on the international stage. This is last year at MSI, these Jinx compositions. I just want like people to watch his positioning in these fights and his spacing. He's so good, and the way the team set up for his Jinx in a lot of these fights was absolutely phenomenal. And again, I want to reiterate something that Rob brought up earlier as we take a look at one of his Ezreal highlights. One of his many Ezreal highlights.
No, not this one!
From the Swiss stage. I want to reiterate, he came on as part of a budget roster. He was coming off a really down year with Ultra Prime on WE. He had been this AD carry who was a bit volatile, definitely had the mechanics, was recognized for it as Rookie of the Split, but it was the consistency across a year that really helped. Like, did you believe Joe Mung would be here?
Madness
as one of the best AD carries in the world?
I mean, one of my favorite things about Worlds is how it can make you a star overnight. You know, not that players didn't know him, but when you come to the international stage, when you have these insane moments, these insane performances, the Ezreal, his Kai'Sa outplay by Baron as well, all of a sudden, the entire world knows your name. The entire world is excited, waiting for you to have another moment like that.
And both Afia and me were on the receiving end of that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely demolished. And it's really important to know, like, you look at those plays and they look pretty cool, but those were make or break moments in those games. If he doesn't do that, if he oversteps, if he ends up getting taken down by G2, if he doesn't find a Kai'Sa outplay or he dodges the chains at the very end of that game 4 between Hama and BLG, the series might have looked completely different.
Yeah, since we ended up with a little bit more time, the observant I may have seen a clock jump ahead just a little bit or jump a bit, get a bit wider. What do I mean?
Jump behind. We have more time.
More time. Okay.
More time.
Because we originally didn't have time to talk about everything, but now that we talk about Elk, we got to talk about Guma just a little bit. I mean, the croissant moment went absolutely viral, but not just that, right? This guy has been playing lights out.
He really has, and Guma has been, from the very beginning, so outspoken about what he wants to be for T1, and I think that's one of the coolest things of this player, who, by the way, if you go way back to his international debut back in 2021, was already solid. And his MSI, after one of the best splits that T1 has ever had, got solo boloed in the 2v2 by one of the he seems, I think it was Saigon Buffalo. But now he has been, this summer as well, where a lot of players on T1 were struggling. Faker,
locked in,
Carrier, not really having the performance that we've seen from this tournament in particular. Guma was one of the stalwart holders, trying his very best. And even though he is just the single egg in the ramen, as he always say, like, I can't do it alone. I need the help from my team.
Where did that come from? I love that.
Yeah, that's him specifically. Just saying, basically, guys, I can't carry alone. I'm trying my best.
But an egg also makes ramen much better.
Yeah, it's true. And it brings up a cool point, because you always gravitate towards talking about Faker, obviously, right? But in different iterations of, even with iterations, I mean runs, like the 2022 run, the 2023 run, the 2024 run, so the present run, there are different players that have stepped up and that had to step up to cover for others. Owner got a lot of flack back in the day. He had a tremendous world championship. The same goes for Keria, who for me is the best player on T1 right now, perhaps in the world. But it just goes to show that there's so much more to it.
Yeah, and I think the fact that Keria has stepped up and has put a spotlight on towards On as well, where Keria is going to run away if he's able to play the style he has. I think it's the fact that we've seen Guma and Keria fit multiple different play styles. Like when you look back last year, we were playing these heavy pushing lanes where we're going to dominate and we're going to absolutely smurf it in that role. But then we come into this year and it's, oh, actually, Guma, you're going to take a step back. We're going to have Keria roam on the map. We're going to play for Faker. We're going to play elsewhere. It's the fact that they have dominated multiple different styles, and now you get to see this next iteration of them once more coming onto the main stage.
And that's what it takes to make 3 straight world finals. I think this is the best roster in League of Legends history. Liam, our stats go pull this for me. The average career of a pro is less than 3 years.
Whoa.
Total. This team made 3 straight world finals without a roster change. Put that into context. It's insane. Most people don't even have 3 chances at going to Worlds.
It's true. Wow, you really got me with that one.
It's crazy.
There's one matchup we haven't talked about yet, but we will do so right now at length. It is Zeus versus Bin in today's featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Our final featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz of 2024. The top lane reigning world champion and a contender to that throne. Zeus is living up to his namesake. Despite all expectations coming into this tournament, he has managed to climb his way back to the peaks of Mount Olympus and is looking ready to bring thunder down on anyone that dares threaten his title. Hans Sommer continues to put axes into the back of Zeus. The cleanse away from Hans flashes forward. Zeus flashes away, will get the slow with the cask. Hans now in the middle of the minions, doesn't have a ward to play. Zeus can open up and Zeus finds it. The young legend has reached Worlds Finals every year since he joined T1 starting role. He is undoubtedly one of the best players in the world, but today he wants to put himself at the forefront of the greatest top laner ever at just the age of 20.
Genji have been the kings of Korea, but we know the world is T1's home ground.
He faces another contestant for that title today in Bin, but despite having a longer international legacy than Zeus, Bin has yet to manage that final step to the pinnacle of league accolades, world champion. Bin is hungry for victory, straining every muscle as he pulls out his signature champ, Jax, again and again on his path to finally claim the trophy. He is a player that is more than prepared to take over games and carry his team to victory. Yes, you're trying to collapse on the Bin, no flash for him, no way out, you gotta feel. Goes back in with the counter. Who needs a way out? This is Bin we're talking about, and then he dashes away with a flame strike. Bess is ready to face Bin head on, prepared to answer Jax with the full force of his grace. Will today mark Bin's rise to the top, or will Zeus prove once and for all that Mount Olympus belongs to him alone?
What a glorious featured matchup, and the one that Bin wanted, right? He said, Zeus is the one that I want to play. T1 is the team that I want to play because I want to exact revenge for what they did to my brother last year. So there's a lot in there. I want to say goodbye to Dagda because he's running over to join Dracos and for our socials, streams, and you can grab that second device and take a look at that as well on TikTok or LOL Esports on YouTube. So League of Legends on TikTok and LOL Esports on YouTube Shorts to catch them. Shorts? Yeah. What did I say?
You said the right thing.
I was thinking about
the right thing.
I was thinking about like actual shorts.
No, you did great.
They're all wearing shorts.
Never second guess yourself.
We might be too.
Bin does.
Bin never second guesses himself.
No,
Same goes for Zeus.
never.
And you know, it could be a finals countdown without an addition of draw life. And this time it is Emily about Zeus.
Yes. So, draw my LCK life. Zeus. Che Zeus Wute began his pro career with T1 Academy for the 2020 season. He has been with the T1 organization his entire career. His nickname Zeus actually was recommended by his mom since it already sounded so similar to a description of his existing team. Since becoming starter top laner for T1, Zeus has never missed qualifying for an international competition. He's made 4 international finals of 6 and is a defending world champion. He's also also an Asian Games gold medalist. Against DK last summer,